Hello everyone, this is Captain Raven. Welcome back to another video. And of course, we're going to take a look at No Man's Sky. First of all, sorry for not being quite as active. I should have done more videos, I guess. I wanted to do more videos. I wanted to do more Overwatch stuff and more Starbound stuff. I haven't even done a single video on that, but yeah, I was really busy with university, and no, actually I wasn't, to be honest. Let's be honest. What if I say I was busy with university? That would be a lie. I was busy pretending to be busy with university, but now I'm busy with university stuff for real, and because of that, I somehow found a reason to make a video again. Whatever, that's enough rambling for now. No Man's Sky, it's like this game, this is a completely, this flew under the radar. Nobody is talking about No Man's Sky. I don't know, this is such a sometimes beautiful game. I don't know why no one is talking about it. I'm joking, of course. Everyone and their mother is talking about this frigging game, and it seems like there are only people who either love it to death and it's the most perfect game and you don't ever need any other game ever again, or this game is literally Hitler. And I am kind of hipstery in my attitude as because I'm neither of those persons. I think this game at its core has a lot of promise, but it is also deeply, deeply flawed in its current state, to be honest. And it would need quite a lot of work to become a really good game. I would say, as it is now, this is a good game if you know what you're getting into. And if you are willing to spend €60, $60 on this game. But please watch videos of this game before you buy it, because this might not be for everyone, because the gameplay amount in this game might be a bit low for some people. So, how do you explain a game like No Man's Sky? First of all, I've never seen these weird creatures. Let's scan those. Oh my god, they only have one eye. And they have their wings at their necks, and what in the heck is this? So yeah, this is basically No Man's Sky. I landed on a weird winter planet. I'm not quite sure if you can make it out, that it is supposed to be winter, because it has this greenish, yellowish, orangish tint to it. But you can see my screen freezing from time to time, and I don't talk about the frames per second yet. Yeah, you find these weird creatures and you can scan them. You can see age is constant, whatever that means. It's a female. Temperature amenable. Diet absorb nutrients. So it seems like kind of a pretty peaceful creature. We can also try to feed it, but it wants carbon, and I don't have carbon as of yet. But okay, this is a rock that gives us iron. So this is of no help to us. I would have to find... Hold on, these trees usually give carbon. Yes, so you have your multi-tool and your basically this laser thing. You shoot at the trees, and now I've got pure carbon from this. And I can feed this carbon to this beautiful, excellent creature if it's not running away. So come, stay here. So now it likes me and goes on doing nothing. Sometimes it takes a while, and then they kind of dig up more minerals and materials for you. This is a very small outpost. It's not even an outpost, I would say, that I found. And these little buggers here are the so-called sentinels. And first of all, No Man's Sky is a game that doesn't explain anything to you. You either learn it through sheer experience, or you just read it up on the internet. And the background story with the sentinels I had to read up because the game didn't really tell me so. These robot thingies, you will find these on basically every planet. Sometimes there are a lot of them, sometimes there are only a couple of them. Also, there's someone flying in the sky. Yeah, before I continue talking, let me find... Okay, I need to find some yellow elements, which is not so easy. Let's scan the... everything, but there's nothing... Whoa, whoa. Hello there. Okay, but we still have a bit of time. I wanted to talk about the Sentinels. The Sentinels, bleh, words. They are kind of a robot species that is, taking care of the galaxy. Whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know yet. Wait, can I use iron to... No. I need zinc, titanium, or shielding shard. Alright then. Okay. I completely lost my point. The Sentinels. They are taking care that... Basically, if you know Star Trek, they are taking care that the of the Prime Directive and that it is not... that people are upholding the Prime Directive. Meaning, this little robot here is making sure that I do not mine too many trees and destroy not too much of the life forms of this planet. Otherwise it will become aggressive and shoot at me, and if I do not kill it in time, it will call down reinforcements, and those reinforcements are very dangerous and will probably kill you. So keep that in mind while going for minerals. As I can find... this is great. Okay, this is good. See, these flowers give me zinc for whatever reason, and I can use that to recharge my hazard protection suit, which keeps me warm in on this winter planet. I really don't have any structure in this video, do I? I could talk about the technical problems, because this is of course the PC version of No Man's Sky, and I have to say, maybe you will notice I'm running this game at the moment at 1080p 30 FPS. Fraps is showing me 28 FPS, but that's fine enough, I guess. It's really hard for me to play this game at a constant 60 FPS. I could try and play it in 720p, then I sometimes get 60 FPS, but not constantly. From a technical point of view, this game is, and I'm sorry to say, a shit show. My computer very much fulfills and exceeds the minimum requirements of the game. English, it's hard. It should run better at this. And it's not only problems with my PC, also let's scan this weird little critter here. It's not only problems with my PC. If you take a look at the internet, Total Biscuit, who has a monstrous PC, which is probably one of the best gaming PCs money can buy at the moment, he had problems running this game. There are a couple of .ini tricks you can do to make this game run better, but right now I've gone back to the standard options that the game recommended to me, and right now I think I can play it like this. I would love to play it at a higher frame rate, but apparently I have to wait for a patch, if that ever comes. So, then let's talk graphics. I really don't know how to talk about the graphics of this game, because I think if you see something like this, for example on a screenshot, and bear in mind I have not all the settings on maximum, so you will see a bit of aliasing on this thing. For example, you can see the little pixels here because I don't have the filter for that on. If I would see this on a screenshot, I would say, yeah, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. And if we're going to space in a couple of minutes, I guess, you can see a planet there. This looks pretty good. If you take this, for example, what is this? This is, I mean, those are sprites that clip into the mountain, right? My spaceship automatically landed halfway in a rock. I really don't know. I really don't know what to say about the graphics. And I've seen the game. I can run it on maximum details on my PC, but then the frame rate is of course poop. I really don't know if the graphics are good in this game or whether they're not good. It's really hard to make up my mind. Okay, let's interact with this thing here. So you see, there's a lot of light effects, and that is nice again, but I don't know, man. Look at this. What in the hell is this? Also, the texture quality, if you look a bit further in the distance, if you see this. Also, have you seen this effect? This is basically this is not the procedural generation, but that is how the game, I mean, it does not really fully render all those trees up there in the distance, but when you come nearer to them, it kind of fades in with this grainy effect, and it works. It's not really bothering me too much, but it is also very noticeable, and I don't think it's a particularly beautiful effect, so I don't really know why they've gone with this. This is enough blah blah for now, because I guess if you're still watching this video, you want to see the spaceship. So let's get in. Also note the not really great getting in animation. I would have liked if, I don't know, getting in your ship would be more meaningful. I mean, this is quick and okay, but you just kind of, yeah, that's nitpicking, I guess, but yeah. The bigger problem with the spaceship is the following. You will see getting in, starting, no problem. Now I'm flying the spaceship. I'm controlling this with the mouse, and moving the mouse makes the ship go to the left and to the right and upwards and downwards and downwards, and going downwards anymore. It's nope, not possible. You always have to fly at a specific height, and it is factually, literally impossible to crash. You want to crash your spaceship on a planet in the first place. I don't want to, but I want to have a game that respects me as a fighter pilot. That sounds really cheesy. It's only a thing that really video game nerds would say, right? What I want is the game to respect the way I want to control my spaceship. And if I want to fly 2 meters above those trees, I want to be able to do so. But I can't in this game because it's holding my hand. I'm still pulling the mouse towards me, and therefore going downwards. You will see sometimes when the terrain goes lower, I can go lower as well, a couple of meters, but I will never be able to reach the ground as like this. To actually land, you just press E and everything is totally automatic. Again, this okay. Well, that is No Man's Sky for you. Again, my spaceship just kind of landed in the ground, but well, that's what you get if it's all automated. That's really nice. Can I start? Okay, I can start. Also, I should find some plutonium because otherwise I can't lift off anymore. I have played Elite Dangerous, and I've made, I think, even 2 or 3 videos on Elite Dangerous. I even did a live stream on that. I like the game a lot, even though I'm not playing it at the moment. I haven't played it for a couple of months. But Elite Dangerous and the flight system that that game has is phenomenal. And comparing it to the flight system in No Man's Sky is just, this is laughable. I'm sorry to say, but the flight system in No Man's Sky is really jank. I mean, let's go up in space just to show you. You can boost by pressing shift, and otherwise you just accelerate and decelerate by pressing W and S. So now we're high above the planet, but we can go even further, and here we are in space. So this is really nice because the transition is really seamless, and I like that a lot. Up in space, you will almost always find some sort of asteroids, which you can... Okay, this is my proton photon cannon, which should be used for mining, but... Okay, can also use this mining laser. I think this is the intended way. And again, the graphics here in space, at first I would say, look at this. This is awesome, isn't it? This is great. This is, oh my god, look at this planet. And I was there just a couple of seconds ago. Look at this sun, look at this. This is great. And then, again, the game has moments where you say, well, what is this? Who thought of this? Like this, where's my laser firing right now? I didn't aim it anywhere differently. Enough about graphics. Let's talk a bit about gameplay mechanics. So now I'm in my spaceship, and you can see in the top right corner right now I have the 95% left, the charge left for my phase beam, which is this one, used to mine things. I can also damage other ships with it, but it's pretty low in damage. It's just mostly used for mining. And I have my photon cannon, which can overheat, but can also be used for mining. Now the thing is, the photon cannon overheats, but it does not use any ammunition at all. I can do this for as long as I want. I only have to stop a couple of seconds in between when it's overheated. See, now I have to wait, and now I can shoot again. Using the phase beam, which as far as I understand it is the way you're supposed to mine for these asteroids, this uses up energy, and it is not the energy that you are farming here. This is the phase beam. Okay, I've lied. You can use Withamium-9 to recharge this beam. But my point is, why would I use the phase beam where I can only, like, okay, I press this, it's overheated, now I can shoot again, and now I can shoot again. But I could also say, well, let's shoot here a couple of times, and shoot here a couple of times, and shoot here. And this is much, much quicker, and this doesn't use any resources at all. Why would I ever use the phase beam? Bear in mind, I did not upgrade my ship in any way. So this is standard. What I want to say with this, by showing you this, is the fact that I have the feeling that this game really isn't finished yet. It's cool that my spaceship has a mining laser and a photon cannon, but somebody never really bothered to think about what they are supposed to be used for. I mean, okay, the photon cannon is for shooting, but it is also better at mining than the mining laser. So what is the phase beam then good for, if it also takes up or consumes ammunition? And also sometimes doesn't really go off and damage my own ship, but that's beside the point. So I really wonder what the thought process behind this is, or whether this just slipped by in quality assurance. I have no idea. Did nobody beta test this game? I can only assume that they fully knew in what state this game would be released, and right now the state is not really good. Let's fly towards this planet here. So you can press the space key, and you probably have seen the countdown in the middle, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you activate your pulse engines, which make you go pretty fast. This is nowhere near any warp speed. You can also warp to other systems. Before I forget that, let me show you that. So this is the galaxy map, I guess. This is Suno Magailan, is the system that I'm in right now. It has 3 planets and 2 moons, discovered by me today, and it's my current location. Okay, this is nice. Free exploration mode. You can see all of these are stars which you can visit. And this is great. This is really awesome. Sometimes you will see anomalies. Sometimes you will find black holes which will guide you or teleport you much quicker to they will basically skip a couple of systems towards the center. So the ultimate goal in this game is to reach the center of the galaxy, and black holes help you by putting you towards your target much faster. Or you can find Atlas stations, which this is really not a big spoiler, which are weird stations which will tell you a bit more stories. Basically stations which give you plot. But otherwise, these are all the stars. These are a couple of the 3 quintillion space star systems that you can explore. The thing is, if you've seen my Elite Dangerous video, then you would know that zooming out of the space map would at some point give you an overview over the of the complete galaxy, and you could see how vast this galaxy was by really seeing it in its completeness, and then zooming in again to where you are and seeing how many thousands and 10,000s and millions of planets you would have to visit or skip, or systems, not even planets, systems, to get anywhere near the center of the galaxy. In No Man's Sky, this will never end. What you see here, I can zoom out forever. I did it for 5 minutes. It's really not, before any of you fanboys say, well, that's just because the galaxy is so big. No, it's just kind of, I really miss an overview over my current galaxy to see how far from the core I actually am, how far away I actually am, and how much farther I have to go until I reach my target. Right now I have not the faintest idea how far away I am from the center of the galaxy. And for some reason, I mean, you could say, well, you're not supposed to know that because, well, you don't have the technology for that yet. And also it's about not the location or the goal, but it's about the travels and the journey. Well, yeah, kind of, but still, this whole star map feels incomplete. So I guess this here is the center of the galaxy. But how far away is it? Nobody really knows. Well, yeah, I really don't like that because it makes it harder to get an estimate of over how far in the game you are. Also, I just forgot to re-engage the pulse engine. So yeah, those are my problems about the game. And then, yet again, when I'm doing exactly this, like shooting towards a planet and being interested in how this planet will look and whether it will be different from others, then the game is great. As I said, this game has soul. It's not okay. Okay, I have to fight, and I really suck at fighting. I'm really not good at fighting. So, if I die, I'm sorry about that. But this seems to be okay. These seem to be not too bad. Even though space fighting, I have to say, I really don't like either. Because it's, I mean, why is it kind of helps that the view is zooming in at this point, but why is it doing that without me telling it to? I don't really know. But you've seen how the view kind of zooms in when you fight. Again, it doesn't have the flight model of this spaceship is just the problem. Oh yeah, journey milestone accomplished. This is always when these cinematic bars clutter up your view from the top and from the bottom and make it look like a, I don't know, like a movie. And then they show you, well, you now defeated 5 pirates, or you've walked 10,000 miles, or something like that. And knowing that is cool, and getting a little achievement thingy for that is really cool, but you don't have to take away, I don't know, 50% of my screen for that. You could also have put a notification for that, I don't know, in the lower right corner of the screen or something like that. Yeah, I'm still very, very unsure about this game. And then again, I've played this for 7 hours already, and it's out for 3 days. So I've played it a lot in comparison to other games that I've played this week. But then again, I mean, if you see how this is now generated, the patch of land that I flew onto looks completely different now that it is generated. This is a bit, I don't know, could have been better, I guess. I wish. So now we're entering the atmosphere of this planet, which looks to be a very watery planet. And then we can press C again to scan everything and see. Oh, there's something interesting there. So let's try and land on this little cliff. Now you will see landing is super weird because your spaceship cannot and never estimate and guess where you are with your spaceship, and then you can land. I would have liked to land a bit more over here, but because the ship can never stop, you kind of have to press E and hope for the best. Also, I've seen that on this planet the Sentinels are very aggressive, which is bad because that will mean that they will actively seek me out. So we're probably going to have to fight. These radar stations, locations, whatever that is, are basically save points for your game. And also you will often find, I mean, in this, oh, I cannot, I need this. Ah, okay. So there's quite a lot of platinum in here. But now the Sentinel drones have been alerted and they really don't like me stealing their stuff, so. Also, I think that is a bug when it says life support low, but it is at 75% because 75% is anything but low. So I've destroyed this now, but my inventories. Oh, the reinforcements have already been deployed. Also, I've upgraded my weapon and I absolutely noticed this. This is much better than it was before. Because before, I will not be able to get that. Before, my weapon took quite a while until it destroyed an enemy. Next problem with this game. You have about 2 inventories. You have your exosuit, which is basically your inventory that you're carrying around with you. Excuse me for burping in the microphone. And you have the starship inventory. And inventory space is really, really valuable in this game because, as you can see, I cannot do anything with these slots. My starship has about 20 slots and my exosuit has about 18 slots of inventory space. And everything you pick up goes in your inventory. And now I don't have any room to pick up whatever that Sentinel dropped. So I'm going to throw away the iron. And then I can pick up the debris, which is just the blueprint, which doesn't take up any inventory space at all. The blueprints are basically new technologies that you can use. The blueprint that I got was for a grenade launcher, which I could install in my... No, these are the grenades. One of these I could install in my multi-tool if I had the needed components for it. However, I really don't like the grenades because you've seen mostly you're fighting against these flying sentinels, and grenades against flying enemies is always, I don't know, suboptimal. I cannot really do much with that. And also, this takes up, if I would install the grenade launcher here, this would take up another slot, and I would rather install another damage amplifier for my gun to make more damage, because that's basically all I can do here. The thing about inventory management, I think I don't mind inventory management. I would have liked it if the game could have done without inventory management, but I can live with it as long as it is purposeful and kind of works in favor of the player. The thing is, these are basic things that your exosuit needs. So you always have a jetpack, you always have a protection suit, you always have life support. You cannot deconstruct these, otherwise you would die. No, you cannot. I can try, but it's not happening. So you need these. Okay, cool. Now I have installed a jetpack booster, which makes my jetpack last longer. This is a additional technology, and I could have also installed it here. But once you install it in one place, you can never move it. However, I can move everything else in my inventory. So if I can move all of this, why can I not move this technology? You might say, well, it doesn't really matter because the inventory, it all takes up the same space, right? Right, but as you can see with the multi-tool, and I'm still not quite sure how this works, but all of these have a red border around them, which means that all of these are upgrades in the same family, and they kind of, in some way, get a bonus, and they work better than... Okay, how do I phrase this? English, it's really hard at the moment. They get a bonus because I put them next to each other. And if I'm pretty sure if I would have put something else here and then another upgrade here, all of these upgrades would not work together and I would not get the same amount of damage upgrade from it than when I do it this way. So I think my point came across. So if I have to pay attention on where I install my technologies, then I would love to be able to move them around and not be forced to dismantle this and only get a slight amount of the minerals I use for it back and then recreate it in a better spot just to get the bonus for putting it in the right slot. This is really, I don't know. Again, it feels not finished. It feels like somebody had a basic idea for what they were going. Okay, I cannot start with my spaceship because the launch thruster needs plutonium. So we'll have to find plutonium on this very, very dangerous planet with the floating rock isles. And again, I was in the middle of ranting about this game and how stupid the inventory system is, but seeing this again, this is pretty awesome, isn't it? This is really great. I mean, I don't know how to explain that these rocks are floating on this planet, but it looks cool. And also that I now have this, it's not really a, oh god, the life support systems are almost failing. Oh, thank God I can... Okay, that is good. So we... Okay. You're going to attack me, right? Yep. It's doing it.
Life support power low.
Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, good. Good. Also, don't run away. Don't. Okay. Reload, acceleration, good. So maybe you will notice in this video how torn I am when I say when I talk about No Man's Sky. I could not, in any good conscience, tell anyone to get this game for 60 bucks. This game, at the moment, I would say is not worth 60 currency, 60 units, whatever. If you like what you see here, then you will have fun with this game, but this is basically what I've shown you in this video is more or less everything the game has to offer. You can also, maybe you will find another alien. I hope that I have enough space on my hard drive for this video, because I'm talking for half an hour now. Okay, should be fine. Yeah, it's really hard to recommend No Man's Sky at this point of time and for this price. And then again, it's really, really shitty of me to say, well, don't buy this game, it's not worth it. But look how cool this looks, right? That's what I mean. The game has some kind of soul, and there is a good template to be found in this game, but it still needs work. And I believe Hello Games seem to be a group of people who are very, very in love with what they do. So far that they sometimes lose track of what they're doing. I believe that they are going to put out patches for this game, and maybe they will manage to make it a really, really good game that runs perfectly on PCs the way it's supposed to. Also, there's plutonium, that's good. But all of that, all of what I just said is just at best a promise, and that's really at best a promise of the developers. And you should not buy a game based on a promise. I mean, I'm not the one to talk. I absolutely did it. I don't know, I didn't really think about it. I just said, I need this game. I'm going to spend the money for it. I laid aside a bit of money for this game, and so I don't really mind that it's not all its it was hyped up to be. I almost expected it. But still, it's really, yeah. As I said, it's hard to say. I mean, look at this and then tell somebody, well, this game is actually stupid. You should not buy it. It's really a mixed message. This whole game is a mixed message. And I hope that this video... Okay, I cannot pick that up. That this video shows that a little bit. Also, where the hell...
Hostiles approaching.
Okay. The thing with the Sentinels is, and somebody... I forgot who it was, but I read it on the internet, some kind of opinion, that they didn't like the way that the Sentinels just appeared out of thin air. And I tend to agree with that. I think the overall idea that there's this race of robots, or this group of robots guarding the galaxy and hating on you and attacking you for destroying the planets, basically, is a really cool concept. But I should be able to see the Sentinels from a distance and see them around me, so I know I shouldn't mine at this moment because they're seeing what I'm doing. It's kind of like robbing a trader in a town in Zelda or something like that. But instead you just do your thing, nobody's around, and then suddenly out of thin air the Sentinel appears, and it literally appears sometimes right in front of your eyes where there was no Sentinel to be seen in any direction whatsoever for a mile. I mean, this one now I see. This is fair enough, but this is really the exception. Okay, so we should be able to start our spaceship because, okay, that was the wrong button.
Hostiles approaching.
Yes, because we have plutonium, so we can
Sentinel drones activated.
take off and maybe land on one of these discs. It doesn't seem like there's much on them, but I wanna land on this one. No, hold on. I'm going to do something completely different. The discs, I think, are pretty boring. I want to find some kind of outpost to show you. Hopefully, no. We're not going to an outpost. We're doing something completely different. We're going to look for a space station. While I hope that my hard drive has enough space for this Fraps movie. There's a space station right here. Let's punch in the pulse engine. Because I want to show you the NPC interaction, which is basically the one thing that I haven't showed you in this video yet. I'm trying to think of things that I haven't showed you yet in this game. I mean, you've seen this one stone that I activated, the glowy stone, which taught me a new alien word. You can learn new words from alien languages, and then it is easier to understand what NPCs are saying to you. But it's also not really necessary to understand what the NPCs are saying to you, so... okay, this is a space station. And you just have to kind of point in the general direction of this entrance. You don't even have to slow down. It just... now I have taken my hands off mouse and keyboard. It does the rest for me. Which is, for space stations, I guess it's fine. Even though from Elite Dangerous, I like the thrill of having to land my own spaceship. But this is fine. I can live with this. So now we've landed at the space station. The thing is, all space stations look the same. Granted, in Elite Dangerous, they mostly do as well. But it's just a minor grievance of mine. They always look like this. Also, this looks cool, but that doesn't serve any purpose. You cannot go there, and I don't know what it is. You can fly up here. This is always open. Then you can get... again, with the graphics. I think the whole flying through space, and I mean... it took me, what, not even a minute to get from the ground of the planet up into orbit, up into space, up into the space station. That was really cool. And then you see things like this, which looks really... I mean, if I move my screen, you can see the textures and the polygons for the door clipping in and out. What is this? Who did this? I understand that the game is procedurally generated, but that doesn't excuse it from looking like crap sometimes, and this is really not. This isn't helping. If you can see, I mean, you can see that this is one piece, this gangway, and the doors are another piece which is just pasted in there without paying attention to whether it fits or not. I mean, I can look out of space here. That is really disappointing. And procedural generation is no excuse for that. Okay, so the bad thing is that there's no NPC here. There's only this trader terminal. So this is where I can buy and sell stuff. Thing is, I don't really have anything to sell, and they always have the same thing to buy. Okay, Atlas Pass version 3. I only have one of version 1. So I cannot enter there. But with my Atlas Pass version 1, so this is basically all you can do until you get your first Atlas Pass. And I think it kind of depends on random chance when you get your first Atlas Pass. Again, no NPC. Okay, this sucks. This really sucks. I wanted to show you an NPC. Also, I can. Oh, I've been here before. That's why I can't use it. So no NPCs for now. Okay, there another NPC landed here. I could have showed you this. Also, we just went straight through him, but that is kind of, there's no collision there. So, what is that? An abandoned building that won't have any NPCs in it. A shelter. Let's go for the shelter. Maybe there's an NPC there. So let's see. Again, this is pretty cool how flawless this works. Okay, there's a landing pad there. There's a chance that we will find an NPC here. That would be really, really cool. Also, I don't know if I hit the landing pad. I hope so. Yep, got the landing pad. Then it turns you around automatically. And landing on the landing pad is good because when you enter this... Okay, there's an NPC there. Awesome. That's what I wanted to show you. There's also another trader terminal here. Now I can access not only the inventory that I have with me, but also the inventory of my spaceship, and that is not possible if you landed outside of the landing pad. Yeah, NPC. Let's talk to him. I mean, this looks great. I like how it looks. The underling Kozit. It's a Gek. And I know the Gek word for Gek. That's why it is colored in here in his sentences. And he says, Viti totoken, Gek sulera nosingo Gek latil abo Gek claritatni lulikopa safegidalbe latil hunifsta. Which doesn't tell us a lot. But there's also this, almost always this, or not almost, it's really always this kind of interior monologue that your character writes down for you. The air around the big life form smells foul. It seeps into my exosuit and makes me gag. Noticing my expression, the trader pecks at an element it carries. It breaks the unknown substance into pieces, then swallows each whole. There's a deep gurgle, and the trader emits a gas packet that smells delightful. The creature wipes its empty hands and beams at me with pleasure. So, all of this is really nice, and I like how the NPCs look. I like this language part. This is cool. And getting this, I mean, this gives you a slight idea of what this little guy is doing. So even though in the game he's playing with his iPad or something like that, and they're always doing the same animation, so there's no variation with that. But this gives you an idea that he kind of eats something and that is good for him. So I can give him something else to eat. So I don't have any iron, I don't have any iridium, but I have some carbon, and I can give him some of that. And he seems to be happy. The trader nods a brief thank you. It paid for my contribution, but would perhaps have preferred something else. So that was the good but not best decision. So he gave me a bit of money for that. And that is the same first interaction with any NPC. It always works the same way. You have the same room, every station on a planet. No, they don't look all the same, but they look very, very similar to each other. And they have this door, and then there's one NPC. There's never more than one NPC in each house, which is, again, disappointing. And the first interaction is free, talking with him, kind of hoping to understand what he or her, what they want from you. And then you get an item or blueprint, and then you can interact with them again, which always costs 10 carbon.
Stabilizing.
And then he says, Gek etas you syrgenda ushisti yakintek un elsbar. The trader indicates that it's open for conversation with B, clicking into sweet smelling gas emission. And then I can request things from him. And I guess the most important thing would be to learn the language. So he teaches me a new word now. So I bought this new word for first with 10 carbon, and I can do this now. It costs 20 carbon. I don't know how expensive it gets, but that is the complete interaction with NPCs. There's nothing else you can do. They won't give you any missions. Apparently there are some NPCs that do give you missions, but I haven't met any of them. So again, I think these are great beginnings, but there's more to be done with this. There should be more. This device you can use. It regenerates your shield. Also is blindingly yellow. And these, this is another technology for a railgun, which sounds really cool. This is also another thing that I don't know if it bothers me, because Starbound, for example, has the same problem. But if you are playing Starbound and you are kind of disappointed that you are able to steal everything from other cities and what's it called, towns, No Man's Sky does the same. I can steal carbon from this plant. It doesn't really seem to alter the plant, but I basically just took this technology and this plant carbon from this NPC, and he doesn't care. He doesn't even acknowledge it. So it doesn't have any, I don't know, repercussions. The thing is, I don't know if you're noticing it, just a couple of minutes ago the frame rate was not being very good at this game. The, I guess, final thing that I want to talk about is the fact that this game seems to have a memory leak. So the longer you play, at some point it just starts to stutter and it is unplayable. So at this point I would say I will finish up this video. Thanks for watching. I hope this gave you a good impression of what No Man's Sky is. Maybe I will do more videos. I was thinking about streaming it, but actually I don't think my PC is able to play this game and also stream it. We'll see. Let me know what you think of No Man's Sky in the comments. I would be really interested in this. This is absolutely the most polarizing game of this year, definitely. So yeah, let me know. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!